We got to talk about Disney, and we got a couple people here. We got Jay and we got Andrew from Legal Mindset, and obviously you guys have been following this, and I know Andrew, you've been crushing it with everything you've been doing. So, what we've got the narrative versus the reality of what's going on with Disney right now, and all of these legalities, the Ron DeSantis stuff, the Reedy Creek stuff. So I'm going to let you guys kind of discuss it. So, Jay, give us a kind of a introduction to what's going on here, and then you and Andrew can take it, and we'll all have a discussion. So,
about like with the lawsuits and stuff, or just overall?
Just kind of overall, just kind of set
I'll
the
just
table.
say this real quick. Obviously, I just read the mainstream media headlines, and all I know is that Ron DeSantis totally fucked up. Disney's totally owning him and getting everything they want in Florida. What a buffoon.
Yes,
right?
that
am I right, Jay?
That is totally totally what is really happening. That there's no case filed at all in state court. It's all about the First Amendment, which is just the worst out of all of 5 of their claims in their federal case. Yeah. That's totally it. Yeah, you got it. Actually, it's going really shitty for them right now. Pretty much they're about to get blown out in their federal case. The judge that they have appointed, incredibly biased against Ron DeSantis, actually came out and made some super ignorant statements. Disney opposes disqualifying him because really this is their best chance, is to get a super biased federal woke judge who ends up ruling in their favor or allowing the federal case to continue. However, the reality is, under Florida law, and I forgot to explain this on my video, in federal cases, if the parties are all in one state, you have to use that state's law. So Disney tried to go to federal court to escape state law, but they're going to end up having to apply state law, which actually in Florida says if you apply for disqualification of a judge, they have to grant the first one. So that judge is going to get disqualified. He's going to get blown out. They're going to have to grant the new one in the federal court, but that whole case is going to have to be stayed pending their state case. Of course, people on the left, mainstream media, and some very, very ignorant Trump surrogates, which Trump has now changed his position on that. I had a long video on my channel on Trump's changed position on this. But they were saying, oh, he's getting destroyed by Disney, wrecked by Disney. But nothing that's been going on with Disney, whether it's the lawsuits or whether they're pulling out of Lake Nona, is really related to them owning or winning or anything like that. It actually has more to do with Disney being broke and not having that much money. Mexican Iron Man, my good friend Valiant Renegade, they figured out that they've got about $200 million in working capital. That sounds like a lot of money, but that is poverty.
Not when you're that big of a corporation. They're huge, and so I even everybody knows I'm a Trump guy, but I was like him doing this Disney thing. It's not playing well. Like I know what he's doing. It's not playing well though.
And he changed his position. I will say to his credit, and I give Donald Trump points on that. He seems to have seen that it's not working out for him. Supporting Disney is not a great thing. So he went out and called them a woke corporation and said they're bad. So he's kind of changing tact, which is good. And I support that change of position. I think it's smart on his part.
What do you think about all this, Jay? And they were asking, are you actually an attorney, or do you just play one on Geeks and Gamers? That's what they were asking.
I don't want to share my real life with people. But the truth is that Disney is seeing the backlash from multiple fronts. I want to if you guys could share my screen. This was Memorial Day weekend. And these are the tweets that were going out where people were saying crowds are surprisingly low at Magic Kingdom. And they were showing the wait times, which never happen at Magic Kingdom. 5 minutes here, 30 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 20. And this is supposed to be the big weekend. Now, I was at Universal Studios the same weekend, and they were running out of parking space where I actually texted Krista, and I said, I don't think you should come to Universal because they've already shut down one park to capacity, and I had to park way like in their final parking spot. And the fact, and for those that have ever been, you know that the Magic Kingdom doesn't do 5-minute waits, doesn't do 15-minute waits, doesn't do anything like that. And for them to have almost their entire park with nobody in there on a holiday weekend, which is supposed to be their big, it's a big money maker for them, is quite shocking and telling that I think people have had enough. I think Disney is overcharging. They were charging $175 a ticket for that weekend. And so people decided they don't want to go anymore. And Disney knows this. And so for the first time in their history, they are selling a summer ticket for it's people that live in Florida and for people that don't, but as low as $70 a day, which is some of the lowest prices that people have seen to get into the theme park. They've never sold a discount ticket over the summer. They know people aren't choosing to go to their parks. They're going to the other parks instead. And like, they know what, like what's going on now. I don't know what you call them. The Disney adults are blaming DeSantis for all this mess. And they're coming out with crazy articles like this. If you could share my screen, that literally I have no idea. Like, I know this isn't true. It says gay Floridians are leaving in troves.
This is so not true. This
says
is such
Pride
BS.
organizer, and so they're just like,
I wish.
Many pride groups in Florida are canceling the
Ryan's
month-filled
still there.
celebration as multiple anti-LGBTQ bills hitting the state have left the community and its allies fearful of repercussions. This is definitely not true at all. So
yeah, it would also be weird if all the gay people up and left, if you told them, hey, it's cool to be gay here, just don't fuck with kids.
Well, yeah, no, and they know a lot of these organizations know that they've had child participation in their parades previously. So now they know they're going to get gigged on it. So of course they're going to stop doing that. So this is disingenuous too, because come on, man.
the problem is that they're misrepresenting the law. Like,
Absolutely.
you can have drag shows, you can have your parades, you can have all that stuff. You just can't have little kids there.
Absolutely.
If you're gonna like show like that, that's basically.
But
it.
Jay, I mean, you guys are all in Florida, and I've been a Floridian my entire life. I grew up in Miami, Florida. I had a best friend who lived in Wilton Manors. Those that know Florida will know Wilton Manors is one of the gayest areas.
That's the gay capital of Florida.
Gay capital of Florida, right? But we're always been cool with it. We're like, yo, just like everybody leave each other alone, like chill, hang out. We're just trying to go to the
Fantasy
beach.
fest, man.
You know,
Like,
yeah,
it's
exactly. I
crazy.
don't get. Nobody cared. Nobody gave a shit. Just get drunk, have a good time, go to the beach. We're all good. You know, that's Florida. That's the Florida attitude, and that's why people like Florida. They move to Florida because we really don't give a shit as long as you don't do anything involving the kids. That's what really pissed off Floridians, was when they started to sexualize children and when they started to specifically target children. And now Disney, especially with that latest video that's gone viral, is going further and further and further.
Well, like, so, Jay, or actually, it was Krista. Are you here right now? I know Krista was at Disney. Weren't you at Disney this past weekend when Jay was at Universal?
Yeah. I went
And
to
it was,
footage.
and I remember you texted me and you said, like, there's no one here. Like,
it was empty. It was really empty.
That is so shocking.
Which you would
that we
think for
actually-
Memorial Day, you know, families would go there with their children for the weekend, especially. But no, when I showed up, completely empty. I was able to go on some rides, no problem. Under 30-minute waits. It was insane. I've never seen Disney like that before.
That is.
I will say this:
crazy.
a lot of people are blaming that a lot of Florida residents had blackout dates with their annual pass, and the reason why they have certain blackout dates is because they sell too many tickets for the annual pass holders to come to the park. Some annual pass holders didn't have blackout dates, but they couldn't sell the tickets for people to go to the park. That's why it was so empty. So people are just learning. And now, like, when I was at Universal near the end of the day, there was a couple other theme park influencers that I had bumped into and spoke to two of them, and they were saying that, man, the free lunch that Disney was giving many of the theme park vloggers is almost over. They were paying thousands of dollars for TikTok stars and whatever to go to their parks. And with the recent failure of the Galactic Star Cruiser, they realized that these vloggers, they don't carry as much weight as they thought they did. So a lot of them are getting cut off. So you might not see so many, people like, come to everything's great over here. Try this ice cream. It's perfect. Everything is great. So so they didn't sell the Star Cruiser good enough for them to stay on the payroll, apparently.
And I talked about this today on Geeks and Gamers Daily. It's going to get a little bit worse for Disney because I think this clip is going to start going mega viral. And we saw this at Disneyland.
Yes.
And this is going to be a problem for Disney. So here we go.
So my name's Nick. I'm one of Fairy Godmother's apprentices. I'm here to shop you around and make all your selections for the day.
You've got to be kidding me.
What's crazy is that honestly, that is for Disneyland California, that's not new news. So,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to say, because California and Florida are two different places.
Yep.
One is run by Gavin Newsom and one is run by Ron DeSantis. Clearly, drastically different places. This right here, though, the reason I think this is important is because we've seen what's happened with Target. We've seen what happened with Bud Light.
Yeah.
We're seeing like some stuff going on with Chick-fil-A now. Like, this is going to go, I think this could go mega viral. And I think this could get a lot of attention. The optics, the timing, everything going on now, this is going to connect with a lot of families right here. It's going
well,
to connect with a lot of families.
just also the Disneyland park is also selling a gay night event, which the Orlando one is not.
Right.
Gay bathhouses.
Yeah, it's like whatever, the Pride Night or whatever it's called. They're just
Round the clock.
it's kind of weird. Like they're selling a separate ticket to make more money off these people. To say if you come tonight, you'll see Mickey dressed in a rainbow shirt. It's like a special night ticket that they're selling only in the California park.
Well, Disney's always kind of catered to that because for as long as I've gone to Disney, like even 25 years ago, Gay Day was a total thing in Disney, and that's something that they've
the
always,
Gay Day in Orlando
it was never like official.
It was never an official Disney thing. It was the surrounding clubs and stuff that had big parties. So they
kind of embraced that over the long term.
Do they still do? Because when I was there, they were doing Night of Joy. Are they still doing that? Is that still?
They
a
are
thing?
not. Ever since the lockdowns and stuff, the only ones that have done the Christian nights are Universal.
Universal, right? Rock the Universe. I used to go back to that back in the day, way back in the day.
They still do Rock the Universe at Universal, but the Christian night at Disney has not.
Well, and even look at like how SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, and unfortunately, obviously, Busch Gardens previously had the tie with Anheuser-Busch. They're not owned by them anymore. They're owned by SeaWorld. That's the major corporation. But SeaWorld, even over the last few years in Busch Gardens, I've always seen they always have a salute to veterans. They have a certain part of the park. They have almost like a memorial for veterans and members of all the branches of the military with all the flags. They always give veteran days. Even during Christmas, they actually
free
do
tickets, stuff like that. Yeah,
they actually do biblical representations of Christmas rather than all that stuff.
Yeah,
so
for Christmas,
these other companies know what
they have
they're
the
doing.
telling of the birth of Christ at SeaWorld. So you go watch Shamu and then go watch the Virgin Mary storytelling like right next door.
Yeah, so I mean, other parks understand their audience, so they're catering. Like Universal, Universal doesn't really care. I've seen weird people hired at Universal too, but they don't get involved with it. They don't wear it on their sleeve. It's like, look, we hire you if you work here, it's fine. You qualify, totally cool. You can do what you want with your own lifestyle, but we're not going to go out there and make it our corporate identity here and alienate, a majority of our population. And Disney has to be concerned because you have to understand Disney World, especially in Orlando, is one of the largest international tourist spots in the world. And there are other countries that don't believe in this shit. So eventually they're going to start losing out on their international customers as they come in and they're like, wait, what the hell is this? This isn't the Disney that I know, because obviously Disney's international reach has a lot to do with their animated movies from the 80s and 90s and all their classic films. So eventually they're going to have that contrast where they're going to impact one another. And that audience that's been sustaining them for so long, which a lot of Florida politicians have also pandered to too with certain laws, that bubble's going to burst. And I think that this is kind of an example of it right here with the attendance, that they can't compensate for local.
I just want to be there when there's a fist fight. That's all I want. Like before they clean stuff up, I just want to get right in the middle of a fist fight with a camera and just get it,
I kind of feel like if things keep going the way they are with those employees and the audience they're catering to, it's more going to be a slap fight than a fist fight.
I'm still getting right up.
As we enter into the gayest month of the year, like what just sheer mistakes that a lot of these companies are going to make, because I think we're going to get a lot of content out of it. But every year it gets gayer. And all these companies feel like they have to bend over backwards. And I don't mean in like figuratively speaking, but they have to do whatever they need to do to cater to this demographic. So I wonder how many more Bud Light type of situations we're going to get out of next month. Like that's what I'm intrigued by. Like how many more, like who's the next company that's going to just, that blue-haired weirdo that they hired thought that this was just a fantastic idea and they're going to do something that's just over the line. And I think it's obviously going to be with the children aspect. I think that's where people are starting to draw the line more than anything. Yeah, sure, people are just tired of just the shit being everywhere. It's just quite hilarious that these folks like to think of themselves as so marginalized. And I'm like, dog, we cannot get away from you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but you want to know something, Ripa? I think the Bud Light situation showed and finally proved people that they can make a difference.
This video has been a clip of a previous live stream, and it's clipped so you can get the information in a shorter, compact package, the information you need. If you want the full video, the whole context, the whole thing, you can check out the full stream. That is in the link below. Check that out, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.